Happy Good Friday for those of you that celebrate the holiday, and welcome back to House of Katara. Today, we've got a break in the weather, so we're going to be doing some planting, and it's time to blow up the peat pellets. I don't normally recommend using peat because it's a non-renewable resource, but the coconut core pellets don't have netting on them, and when you put them in water they just disintegrate. So I guess they're to use in like little starter pots or something, but these work really well. So we've got seeds, and more seeds. We just got to figure out what we're going to plant. Alright, so today I think we're going to plant the Rebel Starfighter tomatoes. Very excited about these. Got them from Baker Creek Seeds. I believe their website's rareseeds.com. They looked fun, so I thought we'd give them a try. So you gotta pop the little tops off these guys like so. I know this looks like a lot of water, but believe me, they will use it up. Not sure how many seeds are in the pack. These heirloom seeds, they do not have a whole lot in them a lot of times. Alright, now planting Rebel Starfighter Prime tomatoes. Oh, we got a lot of them. Alright, we'll do the 3 rows. Oh, forgot my dibble. Alright, let me retrieve my dibble. This is a nifty little tool. Highly recommend you get one if you're going to be planting seeds. Just poke a hole, like so. Now, time to plant some seeds. It's interesting, the seeds are, I don't know if you can tell, they're kind of fuzzy and stuck together. Might have a lot of twins. But the cool thing about tomatoes is, even if you have multiples come up, as long as there's any amount of the hair roots left on the young plant, they will transplant just fine. I've even taken cut pieces of stem and put them in a glass of water, and they'll root and make a tomato plant. Tomatoes are easy and hard to grow. They're finicky little bitches sometimes. But homegrown tomatoes, there's no substitute. Not even what they sell as quote-unquote heirloom tomatoes in the store. They're just not the same. I'm so looking forward to these little guys. Now with the heirloom tomatoes, if you're going to save seeds, you have to make sure that the varieties are separated, or they will interbreed. And then you get just whatever coast shows up the next season. That's interesting. I don't know that that's a seed. I think that's a rock. Alright, all these guys are planted. Just kind of pinch them shut. Make sure the seed's covered. I like to make the hole with the dibble about halfway down. That way there's still enough room for roots, but they're not too close to the surface, which sometimes that will cause an issue with the plants. I think I missed this one. Maybe. Alright. Rebel Starfighter tomatoes. Oh, looks like I missed a seed. Made a break for it. Let's drop him in here. Now, not sure what else to plant today. That was my big thing, was the tomatoes. Let's go for some peppers. Got some pretty cool ones. Also purchased from Rare Earth Seeds, Baker Creek Heirloom Seeds. This Leysa. If anybody knows how to pronounce this, please leave it in the comments. So again, we're going to pop the tops off. Sometimes they're stubborn. I usually bring a pair of scissors out. I did not today. And sometimes not so much. One of the things I like about starting seeds here as opposed to in the actual pots is because of a condition called dampening off. And that's where, if there's not enough air circulation, the stems of the seedlings will rot and just pinch up and kill the plant. So I like to start the seeds in these simply because they get plenty of air circulation. Alright, I think 2 rows of these guys. Poke holes. We also have a huge squirrel problem here, and the squirrels tend to dig holes in the pots of dirt to hide their nuts in. So we either have to cover the pots with chicken wire, or we have decided, and instead of doing that, we've got that done temporarily, but next week we will be building basically a plant coop. It's going to be a chicken wire structure that will house the plants until they get big enough to where they can be put out without worry of the squirrels digging up their roots. And we've tried everything, putting things in the pots. Oh, this little dude. It's like, you need to go find somewhere else because this tray is going to be moving soon. And the cool thing about the dibble is it's got a double end on it. So if your seeds don't poke down, don't fall down, you can easily poke them down into the mix, like so. Pinch them shut. Had a really good success rate on seeds from Baker Creek sprouting. It's always disappointing when you buy some exciting seeds and you get like 1 or 2 sprouts out of a whole package, which has happened to me more than once, but never from this company. Survival Seeds, I think. Survival Garden Seeds was the company that we had an issue with the bad, not even low, but just bad germination rate. I still have a few of their seeds. I'm hoping to get some planted this year and that they'll grow. But we will see. Alright, this batch, let's see what we're going to plant. We're about 2 months late getting our plants done, started due to house issues. We've had to do household remodeling, which we were not expecting to have to do until much later in the year. And that kind of put a damper on the garden. But we have a super long growing season here in Texas, and with luck we'll be able to build a greenhouse this year, so it should not be a huge issue. Alright, don't know if these guys are going to grow for me or not. We have vine borers here, a moth that lays its eggs in the soil, and then the larvae eat their way into the stem and kill the plant. And there is no known anything to stop them. They're not all over Central Texas because other people I've talked to don't have them. But for some reason, we have them in our neighborhood, and we get very little yield off of any kind of vining plants, like cantaloupes. Oh, I lost that one. Yeah, I might have a cantaloupe come up in the yard. Wouldn't be the first time. Alright, these guys want to go down, so we will poke them in. Alright. Let's do a row of herbs. What do we got here? Let's try some sage. My sage did not sprout last year for some reason. And it was the same batch of seeds. I don't know if I planted them too late. It got hot quickly last year, so that might have been the issue. If I can get them open. Oops, there's way too many. I don't think we're going to get any rain. I think this is just daytime heating. Alright. See if we got any sweet basil. We do. Genovese sweet basil. Always a good choice for the garden. I like the way that it smells when it's out in the garden, and we really like pesto. Alright, these are little tiny seeds. One of the tricks I've seen that gardeners use when planting small seeds in rows is they'll, like carrot seeds, they'll mix them with sand. That's what it is, cruising around. Probably looking for something to eat out of my garden. Alright, and that is today's batch of seeds that we're going to plant. There's a few more things to do out here. Pinch these shut. Got this little dude. And he'll probably cruise off once I set the tray down on the ground. All right, we are done planting our seeds. Thanks so much for hanging out with us, and we will see you in the next video. If you like what we do, please subscribe, like our videos, and if you really like what we do and you want to see us do more of it, please buy us a coffee. Thank you, and have an excellent rest of your day.